Morning, everybody. We're so excited to see you in all of your glorious costumes, with or without costumes. Thanks so much for joining us in the sanctuary or at home. We have a spooky and magical service planned for you today. I'm going to shout out to Joanne Kelly for these fun little gloves, but we're going to kick things off with Lisa Bell. Woo!
Missing all the hues. Accents are the spice of life, though rarely do we choose. Caught up in the moment, is it right, is it wrong? If we focus on the present, we'll find the place where we belong. The road is always longer when we're searching for the end. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger if those lessons we befriend. Past is not the future, it can't define us, don't you know? Let it go, let it slide, and keep on grooving on the inside. Pushing past the limits in the outer banks, we'll see the beauty steeped within it as we struggle to break free. The picture ever changing as we twist and turn the view. There's a brilliance overhanging when we look at life anew. It's always longer when we're searching for the end. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger if those lessons we befriend. But the past is not the future, it can't define us, don't you know? Let it go, let it slide, and keep on grooving on the inside. But never stand outside the shine. It's in that essence we align. In our truth will be defined. To ourselves we must be kind, and we'll find a peace of mind.
Woo! John Stubbs.
Searching for the end. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger if those lessons we befriend. The past is not the future, it can't divide us, don't you know? Let it go, let it slide, and keep on grooving. Gotta keep on grooving, gotta keep on grooving. On the inside. Keep on grooving.
Keep on grooving.
Gotta keep on grooving.
Keep on.
Keep on grooving on the inside.
Woo!
Thank you so
Lisa
much.
Bell. We're going to hear a lot
thank
more
you.
from her. We'll welcome Pete. And from there we say, good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, abundance, and Halloween spooks for all. Please jump up and join us with one more round of the Grace Trail. 2, 3, We want you to be good and sick of this song before we finish. Either that or know it by heart. Grace, I found a pathway that leads to grace. Grace, I found a pathway that leads to grace. on the grace trail. I'm on the grace trail. I'm on the grace trail. I'm on the grace trail. It starts with gratitude and release. I share my attitude, my thoughts and beliefs. Then I accept whatever comes my way. The joys and challenges of each new day. Then I embrace new possibility. I hear the voice that's calling for me. And then I'm back where it all began. Walking the grace trail once again. Oh, grace. I found a pathway that leads to grace. Grace. I found a pathway that leads to grace. I'm on the grace trail. 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 Take it, guys. I'm on the grace trail.
A-C-E.
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 I'm on the grace trail. With jazz hands. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's bring up our youth and family director, Miss Jeannie Oliver, along with all these amazing characters. Come on up.
All right.
We'd love it if you'd stay standing because we're going to bless and release these beautiful young people.
Good.
And they love to feel your support and love.
Oh, good. We got Charlie coming up. Kylie, you want to stand by me? Moms and dads can come too.
Wowee.
I don't know if you can see us all. Maybe we should scoot down that way just a little bit. Oh, here comes another one. Jasper, come over here. You want to scooch down? Is that somebody? Is that your bucket? We'll get your bucket. Good morning. Happy Halloween, I guess, Eve. The night before. So we're excited to be here in costume, as you can tell, and we appreciate those of you that came in costume. And today is, what is today? Does anybody know what we're doing afterwards? Does anyone know? Can you say it really loud? It's trunk or treat. So right after the service, everyone can come out and we're all going to trunk or treat. And thank you guys so much for everyone participating and helping with the trunks and decorating and just the festivity of it all. So are you guys ready? We're going to go downstairs and do some really fun things, and then we'll meet you guys out at trunk or treat. So,
Let's bless
thank
these
you.
beauties. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ you are. Have so much fun. Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? How the music can free you whenever it starts, and it's magic. If the music is groovy, it makes you feel happy like an old-time movie. Tell you about the magic that'll free your soul, but it's like trying to tell a stranger about rock and roll. Do you believe in magic? Don't bother to choose if it's just band music or rhythm and blues. Just go and listen. It'll start with a smile that won't wipe off your face, no matter how hard you try. Your feet start tapping and you can't seem to find how you got there. So just blow your mind. If you believe in magic, come along with me. We'll dance till morning, just you and me. And maybe if the music is right, I'll meet you tomorrow sort of late at night. And we'll go dancing, baby, then you'll see how the magic's in the music and the music's in me. Yeah. Do you believe like I believe? Do you believe like I believe? Do you believe like I believe? Do you believe Sometimes you just got to switch it up, you know? Feel free to be seated. Let's quiet our hearts and minds in preparation for prayer and meditation, drawing down into that infinite well of love that we all possess. Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to surface, to feel the me that lies above. I send it out in all directions, and it returns to me tenfold. The more I use, the more I have to give, till it is more than I can hold. Hallelujah.
So I invite us all to take a deep breath together. We're going to do a guided meditation from the end of the Grace Trail book. So if you haven't walked the Grace Trail, or either with your feet or virtually in your mind, this is your opportunity to walk it now. So allow yourself to be comfortable and gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. And we're going to start the Grace Trail in our minds. So I invite you to look around your life in your mind and cherish all that is positive, all that is true and strong. Elevate your perspective with gratitude as you plant your feet firmly on what is going right in your life. Loosen your grip on fear, scarcity, and all that is out of your control, and open your heart in just this moment. Picture yourself putting the heavy load down and releasing that burden, at least for a while and possibly forever. As your vision becomes clearer, be gentle on yourself and quietly observe all that is around you and inside of you. Consider that you are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment. Know that acceptance does not mean you have to like the situation or that you have given up. It encourages choice. Rest there, breathe, and ask, what is my challenge? Where do I wish to focus my precious energies? Allow yourself to hear and listen to the answer so that you can choose your next step. Then imagine yourself standing, throwing your arms out wide, putting your head back and opening your heart to embrace all that is hopeful and positive in this moment. Focus your attention and intentions towards that point on the horizon that entices you forward towards the life you would love to live. And live forward from there. And so I invite us to hold that process in our hearts. Hold it for ourselves, see ourselves embracing all possibilities, all the potential that we were born with, and allowing yourself to be present in this state, in this place of joy and peace and love. And we'll rest together for a few moments in the silence, holding on to this place of love.
Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love.
My life has been a tapestry of rich and royal hues, an everlasting vision of the ever-changing views, a wondrous woven magic in bits of blue and gold, a tapestry to feel and see, impossible to hold. Once amid the soft silver sadness in the sky, there came a man of fortune, a drifter passing by. He wore a torn and tattered cloth round his rugged hide, and a coat of many colors, yellow, green on either side. He moved with some uncertainty, as if he did know just what he was there for, where he ought to go. Once he reached for something golden hanging from a tree, and his hand came down empty. Soon within my tapestry, along the rugged road, he sat down on a river rock and turned into a toad. It seemed that he had fallen into someone's wicked spell, and I wept to see him suffer, though I didn't know him well. As I watched in sorrow, there suddenly appeared a figure gray and ghostly beneath the flowing beard. In times of deepest darkness, I've seen him dressed in black. Now my tapestry's unraveling. He's come to take me back. He's come to take me back.
Lisa Bell,
Thank you.
Zane Kupek on drums,
so much.
John Stubbs on bass.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Lisa. That was beautiful. Yesterday, my husband Kevin and I went down to Castle Rock because our granddaughter was in a gymnastics meet. And so we got to watch her in her gymnastics. She won 5 medals. We were so proud of her. And we went out for lunch afterwards in Castle Rock. And as we were walking out, there were a lot of people out on the patio waiting to go in. We had an early lunch. And I felt something hit my head really hard, and I went like this. I thought there was something falling from the roof or something, and I hear a guy behind me said, "Oh no, my son just hit you in the head with a rock." And I'm like, it hurt. And I had a little bump on my head, and I turn around, and he's like 2. You know, how can you be mad at a 2-year-old? But and he had this rock sitting next to him, and he just kind of looked at me, and the dad said, "I'm so sorry, are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And thank God he's not older, and thank God that rock wasn't any bigger. But I'm fine now. But, you know, I just started thinking about how life can just throw stuff at us, you know, out of nowhere. We don't see it coming, and life will just throw something at us. Sometimes we feel like, do we have a target on our back or something? Like, what is going on? And those are our blind spots. We have blind spots. And these blind spots prevent us from seeing the possibilities. They prevent us from seeing all the potential within us. They prevent us from seeing life as we were meant to live it, full of joy and laughter and fun and love. And we don't see it because of our blind spots, because of those things that are just out of our sight. It's our unconscious minds, our judgments, our need to make someone else wrong, our blind spots stop us from living life fully. It's like being on a hamster wheel, and we keep doing the same things over and over, talking to the same people, talking about the same issues, making the same choices, and then we expect a different outcome. Like, really? We need to step off that hamster wheel, become aware of our blind spots so that we can see the possibilities. So check out this video.
Are you seriously considering her as a candidate?
Just don't trust.
She's a woman.
She's a woman.
This is a man's
She's
job.
clearly not educated.
Really not. Does she even speak English?
That's not me. I'm not like that. You call it an honest mistake. Science calls it a blind spot. Our unconscious mind is a mysterious and powerful thing. It makes 90% of our decisions without us even knowing it. Our brains are overloaded with 11 million pieces of information every second. Yet we can only process about 40 of them. So we're wired to make cognitive shortcuts, using past experiences to make assumptions. And you know what happens when we assume. Our unconscious mind can put us on autopilot, determining where we sit, who we eat lunch with, who we turn to for advice, and who we choose to offer a helping hand. Living our lives with blind spots can put us in a tunnel. Same point of view, same decisions, same outcomes. We can find ourselves trapped in the land of snap judgments and misconceptions. We've all been on both the giving and receiving end of blind spots. Think about it. Who's talented? Who's able? Who can I trust? Who belongs? We've all been there. Blind spots are part of the human condition. Our choices have consequences for us and the people we interact with. By accepting that blind spots exist, we can stop. Imagine what possibilities exist if we could do it all over again. Different perspectives, inclusive relationships, diverse networks, better outcomes, seeing people for who they really are. People like you, with unlimited potential. We all have blind spots. Once you accept that you have them, you can choose to do something about it. It's time to check your blind spots and focus on what's possible.
So imagine what possibilities exist. Just imagine. You check your blind spots and see what's possible. It's kind of what the Grace Trail has been leading us to. We've been using this book for the last 7 weeks. This is the final week of our small group program, our fall program. We've worked on gratitude, release, acceptance, challenge, and now embrace. Embrace the possibilities. Live into your potential. Ann Barry Jolis, the author of that book, says hope lives here in this sense of embrace. Hope lives here, courage can be invited and rallied from here, and grace thrives here. When we can envision and create what we hope for, all kinds of forces work behind the scenes to assist us in moving toward that. It's where hope lives. Out on our grounds, if you've walked our Grace Trail, you know that embrace, we do a full circle and we come back almost to where we started, again, under the canopy of trees. And we focus on, look at what these early members, our founders and people that were here in the beginning imagined was possible. And we're here, sitting in it, looking at the beautiful grounds outside, going into Foss Hall after the service and having fellowship with each other, going out in the parking lot for trunk or treat today. They imagined what was possible. They did a lot of work and took a lot of action, because you can't just imagine what's possible without stepping into it. But there were also, I believe, forces behind the scenes that were working with them. Colleen's shaking her head, one of our founders. Yeah, there were forces, spirits working behind the scenes with us when we say yes. When we decide that we're going to step into that, step into our potential instead of hiding behind a mask, which is easy to do on Halloween, but you know, your blind spots are like a mask. They hide the truth from you. They hide what's real, what's potential, what's possible. Masks hide all that. And so we want to see with new eyes, challenge those assumptions we make. There's so much more to life than what we think there is. There's so much more. We need to look for the person behind the mask and see the potential. That's how spirit sees us, or life sees us, or God sees us, or whatever word you use for that higher energy that is within us. Stay open to the possibilities. The possibilities are endless. On Friday, Kevin and I had a date night, and we went downtown Denver early for dinner, and then we went to the Buell and saw Ain't Too Proud, I think it's called. It's a story of the Temptations. And it's from the point of view of Otis Williams, who was one of the original members of the Temptations, and he's the only one still alive of the original Temptations. But today's his birthday, so I wanted to share and tell you about that because he's 81 today. And he says in there, you never know who is hating you and singing along to your music. You always have choices. When the Temptations went south to tour, their bus was shot at. They had choices. They could continue what they were doing, or they could close up out of fear, and they went forward because it was about the music. It was about the joy that they got and the joy that they spread from the music, and the show is amazing, and it's filled with music that makes you want to just get up and start dancing. It was so fun. But he says there's always choices. There were 23 different members of the Temptations over the years, since 1966, which is amazing. I didn't know they had that much turnover. But we have choices. We can look at what's possible as they did, as Otis Williams did, and keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, because there's so much more to life than staying small. And life has ups and downs. And so our author says resiliency is essential for living through the ups and downs that come from living a full life that invites in all that is possible. All that is possible. I read a story about a woman whose daughter, the woman lived in Laguna and her daughter lived in Lake Arrowhead in California. And the daughter called the mom and kept saying, you got to come, Mom. You got to come and see the daffodils before they're gone. You got to come. And she's like, yeah. You know, after 3 phone calls, she decides she's going to drive the 2 hours, I think, to Lake Arrowhead. She gets to her daughter's house, and her daughter, she's like to her daughter, oh my gosh, the weather was terrible. It's so foggy. I don't know how you drive here. I'm not stepping foot in that car again until it's time to leave. And she kissed her grandkids and said, I'm not getting in the car. And the daughter said, Mom, but I need you to help me go pick up my car from the garage. And the mom says, no way, I'm not getting back in the car. And the daughter says, I drive in this all the time. I'll drive. Let's go get the car. They put the kids in the car and they drive. And she goes, it's just a few blocks. They start driving, and the mom goes, this doesn't seem like it's on the way to a garage. And so she said, it's the long way, Mom. We're going to the daffodil garden. And the mom said, I told you I didn't care about these daffodils. I don't want to see the daffodils. And she said, you would regret if you missed this. You would regret it. So they drive, it's about a 20-minute drive. They pull in, it says Daffodil Garden. They park the car, they grab the kids out of the car, and they start walking down the path. And when they turn the corner, she said it was spectacular. There was orange and yellow and blue and pink and daffodils for 5 acres. There was a little church there and a little A-frame house. And the woman says to her daughter, I had no idea. She goes, I told you had to see the daffodils. She said, but who did this? And she said, let's walk over to that house. And the house is this little small A-frame, and on the porch is nailed a sheet of paper, and it says, the questions I know you're asking. 50,000 buds planted by one woman with 2 hands, 2 feet, and little brain. 1 bulb at a time over 40 years. 5 acres of daffodils. And the mom was just beside herself. What would if I had started something 40 years ago and took one little step at a time, what could I have created? What possibilities could have come about because I took action and took steps to realize the potential? This woman had a vision of 5 acres of daffodils, creating this beauty, this magnificence that so many people enjoy. And she said, if only I had done that 40 years ago. And the daughter said to her, you can start tomorrow. You can start tomorrow. We can all start tomorrow. If you're still breathing, you still have potential in you. We bless our kids when they go out and we say, we see the Christ in you. That's a unity teaching. We see the Christ in you. The Christ is within each of us. Unity teachings are that Christ is the pattern for potential perfection. It's easy to see when we look at children and say, oh, there's so much potential in those kids, but how about when we look at each other? No matter what age, do you look at your spouse, your partner, your friends, and say, you've got so much potential in you? Do you see the potential in each other? There's so much more than what is on the surface. There's so much more behind the mask. There's so much possibility in life. When I came here 10 years ago, I wanted to start teaching Prosperity Plus because I had taken it twice in Michigan and it changed my life. And I've talked about this over the years, but it really continues to change my life. Every time I take the class, every time I read my vision statement, I have a vision statement that I wrote. The last time we taught it, facilitated it here, was in the summer of 2021. And I have my vision statement propped up on my desk, and I read it every day. Every day. And some of the things have come about and some haven't. But it works. We have to hold a vision for ourselves. What's possible? It doesn't mean it works out exactly as we want. That's just a preference. We hold it lightly. It's a preference. And it requires us to take steps in that direction, to take action in that direction. It's so hard in our instantaneous world. We want answers right now. We want everything, we demand it right now, happen right now. Want to know it. It doesn't work that way. 50,000 buds did not get planted in one season. Our vision statements that we create for a 3 to 5 year projection don't happen all at once. But pieces of it do, and we work our lives towards that. We take one step at a time, and one step at a time can climb you up the mountain. One step at a time. Embrace that potential that is within you. There is so much there that we don't even know. I saw an interview of John Irving this week, and it was so fascinating because he's an author. You probably have read some of his books, a lot of books. And he said, he's still writing, he's in his 80s, and he said, I always start with the ending first, so I know how to get there. Which was really interesting. It's a really interesting way to look at writing, because he wants to create foreshadowing and create the plot to get to a certain outcome. And Prosperity Plus is similar, except we hold it lightly as a preference. And we say, this or something better. This or something better. If we were to hold our lives that way, if we were to work our lives that way of creating the ending first, well, what's our ending? You know, depending on your belief system, it's either like, that's it, lights out, or there's this, life after death. We don't know. That's part of the mystery of life. So why not live in the present with all the possibilities? I follow Alan Watts a bit, and I watch his YouTube videos and listen to him. He's got a lot of recordings. If you don't know who he is, he passed away in 1973. He was an author, a speaker, philosopher, and he brought a lot of Eastern teachings and translated for the Western world. And he's got a lot of fun stuff. And he talks about how we don't work the piano. Janice doesn't work the piano, she plays the piano. We don't work music, we play music, we listen to music. It's not about the end. If it was about the end, it would be just the last note. If a composer if it was all about the crescendo at the end, that's all they would have to write. Life isn't about just the end. Think about dancing and how much joy you can have if you're dancing, if you like to dance. You're not trying to get to a certain thing, you're just living in the moment. You're just enjoying that moment. And so Alan Watts talks about this, like, turn it around. You don't have to be stuck holding on to resentments. You don't have to be bound by things that you've always done. Well, I've always done it this way. Well, that doesn't mean you have to continue to do it that way. What if we could embrace different possibilities for our lives? What if we saw what was possible? Live in the now moment, as we do when we're dancing or as we're listening to our favorite music. Live in that now moment. It's your choice. It's always our choice, as Otis Williams says. It's always our choice. Ann Jolis talks about in this chapter about a parrot that she always sees this when she goes down to Florida. She always sees this guy who's got a parrot on his shoulder, and she thought it was kind of gimmicky. And he's just trying to sell people or get money from people so that they could take pictures of the parrot. And so she was going by, and her sister was with her, I think, and the sister said, that guy raised the parrot from an egg. Like, he's been with this parrot for 15 years, and Ann's like, no way, I don't believe it. So they go by the guy with the parrot, and the parrot's on a branch, and the guy sees people coming, and so he puts his hand out, and the parrot jumps on his hand, and he puts him on his shoulder, and the parrot's like putting his head against the guy, and it's like they're cuddling. It's like they love each other. And so she asks the guy, I heard that you raised this parrot from an egg, and he said, yes, that's true, I did. And she said, well, aren't you afraid he's going to fly away? You must have clipped his wings. And he said, no, I didn't clip his wings. I didn't clip his wings at all. From this parrot's point of view, his flock walks. He doesn't know how to fly. And so she says, does your flock walk? Does your flock walk? Do the people you hang out with walk, or do they fly? She goes on a little further. She says, what the flock are you doing? Are you sitting on a branch somewhere when you could be flying? What are you doing? Where are your blind spots? Do you notice yourself saying things like, I could never do that? Blind spot. That won't ever happen to me. Blind spot. Who, me? Blind spot. We have lots of blind spots. It's part of our human condition, as they said in the video. But we can work with that. Whenever we hear ourselves saying things like that, any kind of limiting talk, it's a blind spot. It's an invitation to turn it around, look at it from a different point of view. Allow yourself to see the potential in yourself, because there's tons of it. Angela says, we can spin some really powerful stories that will either keep us tethered to our limitations or untie us and set our dreams free. It's your choice. What do you want to do? Which of the stories are you going to focus on? It's your choice. Where can you see yourself blooming and growing? Are you willing to plant one bulb at a time, one step at a time, and then have faith and patience? Because lots of stuff happens below the surface that we don't see before that bloom comes out of the ground. Those invisible forces are working for us when we plant the seed. Have faith. Know that you have more potential than you think. A lot more potential. Check your blind spots. And don't go checking on it every second. It's like watching a pot of water boil. You know, slow down. Slow down. We were watching a thing yesterday about longevity, life. And they said the oldest living creature that they know of on our planet is a turtle that they think is 189 years old. Why a turtle? Because they move slowly. Because they're not in a rush to do everything. Spirit is slow. The time of spirit, the order of things, it all is slow down. We don't need to answer that email right away. We don't need to respond. We can slow it down and be more thoughtful. See the potential in each other. So how do we stay focused on possibilities when life seems so hard? Life does seem hard at times, really hard for all of us. We don't get our way. Things aren't going the way we had hoped. We feel disappointment. We can change the view. We can push past those challenges. We can accept ourselves the way we are and accept others the way they're showing up, even if we don't like it. We can release what's no longer serving us, and we can live in the present moment with gratitude. That's the grace trail in reverse. But that's the grace trail. To find that grace, to see the potential, the possibilities, and to find that love and peace and joy and all of those things that we attribute to God, or spirit, divine mind, life, the universe, all within us. See that all. See that all. Because it's there in each one of you, every one of you. Namaste. Peace be with you.
So Lisa and I embraced the possibility of writing some more music together. We had a project we started several years ago called the Hummingbird Collective. We got 4 songs in, and life got in the way, and just kind of stalled out. So we both really helped each other in the past few weeks to kind of get past that writer's block. And this is the result of it, called I Embrace the All. I embrace the all. I embrace the everything. I embrace the here and now, the zen, the doubt. I embrace.
I embrace the all. I embrace the everything. I embrace the richness of life, the joys and strife. I embrace.
I embrace the all. La la la. La 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 la. I embrace the all. La la la. La 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 la. I embrace the all. I embrace the all. Endless journey, deep reflection, constant learning, new direction, sacred pathway, true connection, vision expanding now.
Embrace the whole, to embrace the everything, to embrace the lessons learned, the past return, to embrace.
To embrace the all, to embrace the everything, to embrace each day anew from a fresh point of view, to embrace the all. La la la, la 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 la, to embrace the all. La la la, la 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 la, to embrace the all. To embrace the all. La 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 la, to embrace the all. To embrace the all. La 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 la, to embrace the all. So we embrace the all. La la la, la 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 la.
Thank you. Janice Kelly.
Lisa Bell.
Lisa Bell, Janice Kelly, Zane, John, thank you guys, awesome. What do we have first? Our purpose statement. Let's say this together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. I just love the sound of that, the feel of that, and hearing you all say it, because that's what we want to be. We long to show up that way. So if that resonates with you, join us. If you're online, come here sometime and be part of this beautiful community in person. We also love you online too, so whatever works for anyone. But if that resonates with you and you'd like to support us financially, now is the time to do that. If you're here in our sanctuary, if you're online, you can text to give or go to our website and push the donate button. So Thank you. Every dollar counts. Every dollar is appreciated. So anything that you give to us, we hold with love and appreciation. Let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Thank you, God. And so today, as you know, the kids are out, they'll be outside and trunk or treat available for everybody out in the parking lot. Join us. There's hot cider and 10 cars, I think, got decorated. So join us outside. It'll be a nice community event right after the service. Stephanie, come on up here. She's our facilitator for our living room conversations.
And so groovy.
And yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Go, girl.
I've been instructed how to hold this. Okay. So I want to invite any and all of you to join us for Living Room Conversations. It's going to be Wednesday, November 9th from 6:30 to 8:30. And in the spirit of embrace and grow, as we've been talking about today, the topic is ageism, but I like to think of it as sageism, because I think, there's so much life experience and knowledge and grace in this community. So the idea behind this, in case you're wondering, is imagine you're in a new neighborhood and you invite some neighbors you've never met into your living room, and you're going to sit and just share your personal experiences with each other. And in this particular case, it's going to be around our relationship with ourselves personally about aging, as well as our relationship as a community with our growing aging population. So would love to have you. You have this week to sign up, and you can sign up through the digital bulletin or online, and just come and join us. And we'll learn more about each other and share our personal experiences. Thanks.
Thanks, Stephanie. November 13th, we're going to have an arts and crafts fair. So if you are an artist that has crafts or arts to sell, please let us know. Lisa Tusignet is heading that up, and you can reach out to her. There's a form on Breeze. It's in your digital bulletin. It's in your email update that you get on Thursday. And if you don't know anything about either of those two, see one of the staff members, and we will get you signed up for both of those. Men's breakfast is November 19th in Foss Hall. That's a Saturday. All men are invited and welcome. And if you want to help, contact Kevin McQueen, my husband. He's heading that up. And it will be a great time of men gathering together for breakfast. The cost is $10, and there's a form in the digital bulletin and the email update to sign up for that. And just a quick glance at what's coming up. We've got lots going on here. Don't forget, we have meditation services every Wednesday. We're going to have a Sister Carmen food drive starting next week. Details will be in the update on Thursday this week. And then we're going to have a precious child stocking stuffer. We'll have bagels and cream cheese on December 11th. Everybody bring your supplies. We'll have details in the bulletin. So these are just some things coming up. Who's our prayer chaplain today? Beth. So Beth is here to help you see your potential, or to speak words of possibility in prayer with you, or anything that is on your heart in celebration or need. So sit down with Beth and let her pray with you after the service. If you're new in Foss Hall, I don't know if we want everybody outside. So if you want to grab a white cup and say, I'm looking for conversation, that's fine too. But go outside, trunk or treat. Okay, let's sing our peace song.
Stand up and sing peace. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, verily all are we.
street, turn to embrace.